Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to Chalkcast 107. It is the second episode with the new crew. We have a big episode in store. We're talking roster moves. We're talking roster lock, trade window, done. We're talking cash cups and all the other good stuff. DDoS'ers maybe as well in ranked.
Wow.
We're back. We're here to have a good time, and this is definitely the first time we've run this intro, boys. How are we doing?
Wow, I feel so good. In fact, I feel better than last time. We should keep going. We should do the intro twice every week. This is really good.
Yeah, it was good fun. Now we've got a big week ahead. Now we've dusted off the cobwebs of first week, new crew, and now we're ready to get things cracking. Speaking of the Patreon as well, our CEO Rizzo has run and done the fire sale, the 100% or 80% off for a week. Felt like 100% off. $1 Patreon. Make sure you jump in there. We've welcome to all our new patrons. Patreon.com/chalkedcast. We just recorded episode 90, I believe it was.
Yeah, 90.
Getting closer to 100. That was a lovely little Reddit app. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Coming out in a couple days' time. But apart from that, what do we want to jump into? I guess is it roster move time?
Yeah, let's do roster moves. I think roster moves is like the most we can checkmark this. Like, actually, it's not that crazy. It's kind of, for once, it's sort of easy to understand because NA made a couple swaps. EU didn't really do anything. A couple of changes. But yeah, let's do roster swaps.
All right, well, buy time for me so I can pull up this graphic.
Okay, so NA. The big one is going to be, well, for two reasons. The big one's going to be Shopify and GenG making a pretty straight trade. That's pretty big in and of itself, but also because we've got Shopify Rebellion's very own community caster CJ here with us. So I'm sure he's going to give a very unbiased opinion on Retals and Jstn. And Shopify and GenG and who won the trade.
You know I am. Should we change? Actually, just pull. Let's just pull it. We'll do this. We'll just cover ourselves for a little bit. Oh, I guess I could do it on the other scene. Look, we're still learning.
This is really good. Wow, you're
we'll
like
doing
a good. It's like Rizzo never left.
Well, it's like Rizzo never left. We'll chuck it down. Can you guys read that one in chat? Otherwise, I can pull up the full screen. But we've had some notable moves. Shout out to Shift for this graphic. Who they've been all over it. I don't think they've all fully been announced, but I guess they have because the roster lock's over. You can probably check them out on the signups page. North America, as we can see, the big one. Shopify and GenG, the Retals, Jstn, Swap. We've got Space Station, Kofa Reveal, Scribbles. We knew the Kofa one coming from a long time. We spoke about that last week. We spoke about Frosty to Complexity last week. Zineel, we didn't really talk about that one. That was kind of the leftover 9 lives lineup, just to keep the points with Chicago and Hoxa.
There is one that's not on this thing though, and that is the Tawk thing. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Tawk tweeted that he's not playing this split, and then a bunch of people replied to him like, "What are you doing?" And then he's like, "Okay, I'm playing," and he has a team. So Tawk has a team as well. He's playing with who is it? Simas and someone
and Tricky.
Simas and Tricky. Tawk's playing with Simas and Tricky, so we could talk about that as well. Someone in chat saying CJ's mic is quiet.
Yeah, I just turned myself up. I might be louder for you guys as well.
Spam 2 if he's fine now.
I might be fine now. Don't you hate it? Windows just decides to turn your recording levels down to 40.
It does do that. Don't know why it does that.
Two. Yeah,
they're all spamming 2. That's fine.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
Can we jump ahead? Can we talk about the Tawk situation before we forget about this? Because this was so ridiculous. Sure. So somebody's going to need to catch me up to speed with this if I've not followed all of the stages of this. So Tawk, Com, and Evoh was a team last split.
Mm-hmm.
They decide to go separate ways, split 2. Com has tweeted he's taking a split off. Evoh, what's Evoh doing? I don't know what Evoh's doing.
He's with.
Oh, hang on. I think I'm getting the package.
Wait, who did you guys go? Join?
Yeah.
Okay, he just announced his team, and I can't remember who it is now.
Evoh just announced?
Or someone announced it. Wait, someone in chat has to know. Aqua Percy, that's what it is. He's with Aqua
Percy, Evoh. Oh, yeah, actually, I think we did talk about this before. CJ's obviously big on Aqua, so he's going to like that team. But, Tawk was the big one because he tweeted that he's going to take a split off because I think the reason so many people replied to him is because he said that he's going to take a split off because all the teams that are on the table for him are not going to consistently make top 8 or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people replied like, well, actually, you've never consistently made top 8, so why is that an expectation for you? CJ's got a huge box. That's good.
Now this
And
is exciting.
yeah, welcome back, CJ. You
Now
got a
this-
massive
do
delivery
you
there.
see
That's
the
cool.
size of this thing. Well,
Is this an ad? This better be an ad.
this is Adge. I've just been hot dropped the new Razer gear thanks to Shopify. We'll have to open
Oh,
it
it's
later.
a Shopify.
Oh, here we
I don't
go.
believe It's a
Thanks to
Shopify ad.
Shopify
I can't
Rebellion,
believe
baby. WSR in chat. We got some Razer stuff coming in.
this. That's actually looks pretty cool. Good luck with that.
Thank you,
Are you
thank
gonna
you.
unbox it on your stream after this?
Oh,
You gonna
surely.
do a live unboxing?
Surely,
Yeah,
we'll
surely,
do a
ref.
live unboxing. Anyway, what we
Yeah, we were just we were talking about the Talk situation, talking about Talk.
Yeah.
And he tweeted that he's going to take a split off because he can't find any teammates that are going to consistently get top 8 with him. A bunch of people said, well, that's not actually
What
what you've
was
been
he
doing.
thinking?
So surely you should do another split with someone, like whether you're carrying another team to better results than they should get, or whether you're just like getting more experience. Your stock's going to go up if you play rather than if you sit on the sidelines.
100%.
Unlike
Yeah.
some veterans, maybe taking a split off can do fine because they've got all the achievements that still look pretty good, and maybe not playing is good because you don't look bad and ruin your achievements. Whereas Talk hasn't got those, so people are telling him to play. And then he was like, actually, you know what? Fair enough. I'll play. And now he's teaming with Simas and Tricky, which is kind of cool. Glad that
Yeah.
he's playing. He's got a lot of potential. But Garrett, have you followed this?
Yeah,
situation?
I think I feel like it would be what he originally planned to do and take a split off would be fine if there was another split coming up in 2 months. But with today's format, you're not playing until January of next year if you don't
Yeah,
play this
yeah.
split. So
Mhm.
it would have been like 8 months of him not in the fold. So that I'm glad. Even though I don't know if Tricky's title a couple weeks ago was trying to go pro. I don't know if it was a troll or what, but he is a grinder. So I mean, last second, it's really not a bad. They could definitely get some top 16s. Honestly, randomly.
Simas is good. Simas is
Yeah,
a good
he's
player
good.
as well. He's good. If they have a good attitude, they can make some runs. I think they could make a top 8 maybe. Sneak in.
So I'm
there.
glad he decided to play. I'm still surprised that they didn't just try to get anyone, him and Com. Like you might as well play. Like I don't think it's gonna hurt your stock if you play
Yeah.
and don't I don't know. I think it's a interesting decision.
Do you think
even for Com?
Do you think Talk I don't say got ahead of himself or something, but obviously they had other options that they fell through. But as we said, top 8 has been his ceiling before, so surely just play. It's obviously he's a
what were
great
the
player.
2/3? So if they wanted to keep their points, what were the 2/3 that they were trying out with between him? Was it him and Evoh? Was it him and Com? I don't know.
Com.
It was him and Com.
Him and
The
Com.
Talk and Evoh left, or they kicked Evoh. I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah, it's not clear.
Unclear. But yeah, Evo's no longer in the picture. So it's Talk, Com +1. They maybe tried out a few players. I think it sounds like they did try out a few players, and they didn't like any of them. Didn't like how it's going, so they decided let's just take a split off. But yeah, their coach was going back and forth with Evoh on Twitter. This drama is so this drama is so dumb. But this drama is
wait,
actually
leaked?
so dumb. So
Wait,
the coach.
leaked? Wait, I'm in the wrong section. Hang on.
Oh, are you leaking our? Hope nobody can join
It's
that.
okay. It's okay. There's a password. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I never put a password.
Little
If
bit
I leak
scuffed,
that,
but
everybody's
all
in there. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, Evoh and imagine they just removed Evoh,
Yeah.
and then the coach is going at Evoh on Twitter, and Evo's firing back with some memes. It's the most ridiculous situation.
Let me find it.
I think somebody linked me this thread. I think it was Rizzo. Rizzo linked me the Twitter thread. I was like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. How is a coach writing any of this? This is not how you get a job as a coach ever again. By out in the dirty laundry like this. It's kind of like the whole Dallas Lucas situation, but not quite as prestigious, where they're just getting rid of a player, then absolutely slandering him,
I just
dragging him through the mud.
yeah,
it was bad.
We can pull it up. I just didn't like the whole literally what he basically said everyone we tried was uncoachable. or something. It's like,
Well,
okay,
yeah.
well, that's just that's not how it works.
He apologized.
How do you know that? I don't understand how
But-
you could know
well, he
that in
said-
a scrim. That's
He
impossible
said,
to know.
yeah, he was like, "Oh, I wanted our thirds to rotate through this specific pad, and they'd only do it like 1 to 4 times per scrim." And I was thinking, like, if someone, yeah, he said, like, he tweeted in a reply to someone that he would tell them to rotate at this pad every time, and they wouldn't do it every time.
Do we know what pad it was?
How many
No,
times
but
does he
I'm kind
reply?
of curious. I'm kind of
How
curious.
does it?
But I was thinking, like, if someone told me to get one specific pad, like, I feel like that's all I'd be thinking about. Like, if you,
how
I
is
don't know,
that?
how do you do
I've
that?
Never
How
had
do
a
you do that?
coach. I didn't realize how. Yeah, that's very specific. Like that's.
it is very specific. Like, it's super in detail coaching. It sounds like,
Right, but
when,
especially
you know,
because that's what like
that's pretty
the
hard.
first tryout
First
scrim.
scrim.
You're not surely a coach like Garrett. You've done a lot of tryouts, you know. Or you've tried out other people in your time. You probably while you know trying to talk and stuff.
Garrett's
Surely
Garrett's
the
trying
first
other
or
people's
second
CJ.
scrim, the last thing you're thinking about is telling like this new guy to be like, now this is the one thing we do. By the way, that if you don't
Right,
do,
no, switch it
you're
up.
out,
Yeah, come on,
is
let's
to grab that
switch it up.
pad every time. You're not talking about like the intricacies. You know, it's
Yeah,
more
I mean,
macro.
I get the idea. It's like he wants to see how they respond to stuff, but I think you can tell if someone's coachable just how they talk back to you, even if they can't do what you want them to do in one scrim. Like, just see how they react. Like, see if they like take it well, and then try like a couple times. Like, you can't figure that out that quickly. So I think being coachable is kind of a personality thing, in my opinion. So I don't know. I would always just want to see how people play naturally and see if like it's somewhat close to what how you want to play.
It just sounds so like
I don't have a
specific.
good track record
Like,
trying out people. So.
no, I mean you've come up with some pretty good rosters, scouted some pretty good players. I feel like you might be doing yourself a bit of a bit of a disservice.
No. Just really quick. Before that last season, where it was just me on the team, I had never tried out a single player that we ever made a roster move for. Not a single one.
You just
So,
like pick them up.
we just picked them up because it was like obvious back then who to get.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Justin was pretty obvious. It was like, yeah, that guy's.
Yeah,
getting
there was no
nominated.
tryout needed. Like, who else are we gonna run a scrim with? You know,
Oh, Turbo's on the table. Okay, fair enough. All right,
Yeah.
come on in then. Yeah. That's interesting actually.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Squishy as well. Yeah, you're
It
right.
was very
we
obvious.
We can like kneecap our biggest competition and pick up a really good player. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
So I think that's why when I actually got to the tryout part, it was pretty hard.
So this is the.
Oh, what have you found here?
I found kind of getting into the tweets with the coach and stuff. So the original one from Tawk was lots of unfortunate things happened, and I'll not be playing this RLCS split. Had opportunities, but none of them fell through, and me and Com couldn't find a suitable third in the end because it was too late. Never would want to take a split off, but I have no choice to not play. So then Rapid, who's been at the center of a lot of things, I'd say, has quoted it saying, this just shows the state of the competitive scene. People rather sit out for 50% of the season because they didn't find the right fit. Saying you don't think you can win while probably only trying out 3 players and putting no work into your building a team is the most low-level mindset I've ever seen. And then if we go down, so these are the replies from Hammer, the JC Hammer, the coach. Said, we had it narrowed down to 2 players, both got poached. Everyone else we tried out was practically uncoachable and wanted to play their own way instead of being a teammate. Rapid replies...
Sorry, I'm laughing at the memes, but I'm not laughing at the reply. I'm laughing at the memes. I keep seeing the memes. Sorry. Continue.
Rapid replies, there is zero way to determine someone is uncoachable in that short amount of time. I agree with that. And most players don't understand how to be a good teammate. That's why they get taught. To say there was 0 option is just beyond unrealistic, considering I know from experience picking someone who no one considered a valuable option twice. So I know that's just laziness. There are plenty of options out there. I just know their minds will be too fragile to give someone an opportunity that maybe didn't get the results on a prior team. And then this is what we were mentioning. JC Hammer goes, I mean, when you give people instructions as simple as rotate out to this specific boost pad and they maybe do it 3 to 4 times the entire scrim, that's the very definition of I don't want to be coached. Now, this is the craziest tweet I reckon I've seen. The fact that he actually admits, though they did do it a few times, but not every time, is the definition of I don't want to be coached. And then Rapid goes back. I'm sorry to inform you, but I've seen uncoachable. That's indeed not uncoachable. Wait, hang on. I'm sorry to inform you, but I've seen uncoachable. That's indeed not uncoachable. Players have habits. Rocket League's a fast game. Not all players can slow down their thought process enough yet to be able to listen to someone else's instructions. That's why they get taught, which is true. Like Rocket League, so much like habits. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's very obvious there was not much time spent with the individual to actually teach them. It was more like, do this. Oh, wait, you can't do this. Yeah, we don't want you. And JC Hammer replies, when it's the one and only instruction I give them and say we build from there, build everything else from there, and they choose to ignore it, that's being uncoachable. Rapper goes, how 99% of people who learn in general in this world is from constant repetition, basically saying yada yada. And Jason Hammer goes, well, if they didn't make excuses to try and rationalize not doing it every time, then yes, I'd agree with you. I don't expect instant results, but I do expect at least some effort to try and learn. I think that's kind of the end of the...
So I just really want to know what boost pad it is, but it sounds like it's a pretty core part of their strategy. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna reveal it to us. I don't know if they're gonna tell us, because it's like, it sounds like it's their entire foundation is like built on this boost pad. So I don't know if they're gonna tell us which one it is.
That's crazy. I mean, Com is a player like that where he's super analytical, so like I could see him in
101. Yeah.
Do you think you have to sign an NDA to do like a tryout with them? You're not allowed to like share which boost pad this is with the rest of the world?
Oh, maybe.
That's
hard.
Well. There's more as
that's
well.
Very
here.
difficult
So someone said,
well, there's the Evoh and back and forth, which was ridiculous. I couldn't believe this.
Yeah, even someone is uncoachable. They could turn up during tourney day, pop off, make a major. Okay, this is a weird take, but I've tried coaching rank X players privately in Discords. Their egos are massive and will rather listen to their friends and continue with the NAs. Completely failed 5 years away from relevancy way of thinking about the game. Evoh is a prime example of a random rank X player.
I forgot it was that bad. Why is it that bad? It's just like, you just benched this guy. What are we doing?
This is so... I don't even know this is... I don't even know you wrote this. That is the most unnecessary... No one even mentioned Evoh. And he's just taking out trash as well. Like, well, he's...
Bam! Yeah, this guy we just like didn't want to play with anymore.
Wow.
That's not a stray. That's a direct, by the way. That's like direct at him. This is ridiculous.
He just shats on rank X players and then just name names. By the way, Evo's one of them. What?
Oh my days. But like, so the boost pad, we're probably never gonna know what boost pad we're talking about here. I'd love to know, but we're probably never gonna know this. But yeah, this is like insanity. This is ridiculous. None of this should ever be on the timeline.
This is another silly
from
take.
Serious people.
Basically, he's saying here with how dumb it is. If they say they team with a random and then, they team with X last regional, they must be washed, or they only got X results, Sally, that's not worth the risk given the immaturity of the community. So basically they're saying Tawk and Com, or Tawk and whoever, it's not worth teaming with just randoms or anyone. Like, not playing is better than playing at the risk of hurting your image. I think not playing at all. Has anyone ever come back from missing a split is another question we need to talk about with...
Well, no, Com actually has accomplishments. So for Com, I could see it because he still has like a lot of, achievements, and that does have some weight these days. Even in the highly mechanical, everybody wants to pick up the Wonder Kid world of Rocket League right now. Yeah. That still has something. But for Tawk, no shot is taking a split off viable if you're trying to make this a career. That's never a good idea.
Well, I'm thinking like, a Chronic, how he kind of took a season off and now...
if you have accomplishments, it can work. I think
but Chronic still hadn't, like it can compared to where the other Liquid boys went to, a Chronic kind of sitting out a split has hurt his, now he's just kind of playing.
Well, maybe he would have played a split with some players, and the thing is like in EU that you could just straight up miss every regional. You might just never make a regional. That looks pretty bad if you're just like not qualifying. But in NA, like surely Tawk, Com, and someone can qualify pretty consistently, because these guys, they're good players, they're solid players. If they could just pick up another like decent player, you should qualify.
Yeah, I mean, I still think
pretty unlucky.
I still think it's not even a good idea for Com, because like I know like he was trying out for other rosters. This like it's going to be harder to get on a good team in a year than it was now. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it is not. Yeah. It is better for him. Like than it would be for Tawk.
I just think it's justifiable. It could be a good idea. I don't know the full details, but like knowing what he knows, it could be a good idea for him. But I think it's never a good idea for someone in Tawk's position to do that, because you need to keep
if he stays in form, it doesn't matter. It's just hard to stay in form when you're not scrimming. I feel like I think it's really hard to just play ranked and then hop right back into tryouts and be ready. Like I think it's worth being a little bit worse on a team. I don't think NA like. I don't think they would if they got a bad third or like what they would consider a bad third. I don't know if that really necessarily dropped their stock more than it is now. You know, like I don't think they already had a split where I mean they got unlucky and didn't make one of them, but then they got what last twice or second to last.
What's the worst that's gonna happen? Like Garrett, with the greatest respect to you guys, you know, you guys beat Shopify.
You guys retired and you made regional.
You don't have to have.
You guys all retired.
You don't have to have the goated team to still
you don't.
top 16.
No, you all
you know?
retired and you stopped tryharding.
You're
not sweating at all. You're just like you all might accidentally qualify. Ha ha. Yeah. Whoops,
yeah. So that's why they just should. I think it would. Well, I'm glad Tawk is playing. Like, you might as well just at least play. It's only 3 regionals. It's not like it's not even a big commitment to play a split in this game. I don't think it's like 1 month.
Hey, do you get to the sub? Comms on the table.
Season.
You can grab Comms as a sub. Get him in.
Yeah, we definitely could. We might be too low. You know, we might be too.
I mean,
I don't want to risk the reputation.
I feel like I would be doing our audio listeners a disservice if I didn't bring this up, but like it was brought up in chat, the Twitch chat, which viewers can see. That Garrett, you were discussing your tryout before Turbo about Torment / Turbo being the option for you guys way back then. This is a total subject change, but
some random
lore. Have to bring up this random lore because I'm sure people will find it interesting.
Yeah, so honestly, I've got to sit here and think for a second. I'm pretty sure what it was back then is once I found out. So, okay, after season 7 Worlds.
7, yep.
Me and Fire hopped on a call, and I was still emo, so I was like, I'm going to retire. And obviously, I wasn't, right? And then he replies, he laughed. I remember he laughed, doing for attention. He was like, well, I'm actually going to retire. And I was like, what? So he decided that DreamHack would be his last event because we were like going to do like a vacation after and stuff. So he was just going to play one more event. I remember no team was screaming for that event either. It was like the most vacation. Let's go to Spain and play DreamHack.
Oh, Fiesta, yeah, no scrims.
Yeah. And then Torment was interested, I think, in getting out of that team at the time. So Torment had the spot. Because with Turbo, my only concern was like playtime because he already kind of was like not a huge grinder, and it felt like I don't know. Torment was coming off season 6 really. It was only 6 months before that, so I was like, ooh, we can definitely get Torment. And then we get Turbo's team that he decides to go to DreamHack with him, Classics in Corrupted G,
Randy
the River Rat.
That's right.
Randy.
And he absolutely destroys us day 1 of groups. He actually went insane. And then they qualified through uppers. He went to he made top 8. He made top 8 and then they lost. They lost to someone. I was like, I have to pick him up.
Turbo, Classics, and Corrupted G, right?
Was it not top 4?
Yeah.
Or was that crazy? The top 8.
Top 8.
No,
top 8.
I think I remember him saying they should have won though.
Who did they lose to again? They lost to like.
It might have been Complexity with Flakes.
What's Complexity with Flakes? Oh yeah, Flakes, Greasy, Magnus.
Oh, Flakesball. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, but it was just like one of the best performances I'd ever seen. So I was like, I have to pick him up. I have to go with like, I don't know. So Torment kind of got scammed out of the spot from Turbo's DreamHack performance.
But didn't Torment go to relegations and you won Worlds? So actually, you made the right choice. I'm sorry, Torment, but like actually. Seems like you're a good scout. No scrim scout. And then Torment went on to, V1, top 3, top 8 Worlds, top 3 London. He did more at other teams after. Nice. His career was far from over.
Yeah. No, back then, like, doing scrim tryout. Honestly, I think I would have been better off never doing scrim tryouts, even when I was rebuilding a team. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if I just didn't, because what happened is that we did so many scrims that we just started going off results. Right. And I actually don't think that's the best way to do it. But it feels like you have to.
Small sample size, and it's also not
true. And like people can peak. Yeah, people can just peak for a week, and then like you're like, okay, I think and this is why I always argue against the friendship thing, is that oftentimes that's going to be your best team performance if it's like people you get along with and like can actually improve with. Because like if you just get someone who doesn't want to talk about stuff and doesn't give their input and stuff, it's hard. It's really difficult. So that's why I think those friendship teams do happen sometimes.
Communication, big deal.
Yeah, communication's like it's almost everything with teams. Unless you're just like so talented, like you just have the 3 best players, it doesn't even matter for a little while. But
but also
That's why
That being said, a lot of teams who have like been at each other's throats low key have won events.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Many
that's
times.
more.
I've heard so many times over the
more an
years about
EU
like
thing.
I'll tell you something about
No,
this.
yeah,
It's,
it
no,
is a
it's
EU
NA as well actually. It's NA as well. In some cases. But what I would say about that, not always each other's throats, but just like thinking about like, this is we need to break up. Like this is not. We need to look for a new team. Fine. There's no new teams. Let's just run it again. Not really feeling it, and then they accidentally win. But like the thing about that is, I wish as a caster and a desk analyst that I didn't know that information ever. I wish I never knew. Like which teams are having beef behind the scenes, which teams are like thinking about making a roster move, because it affects my like predictions for those teams. I'm thinking, yeah, they're gonna lose, and I'm always wrong when I base my predictions off what I know from behind the scenes. If I just stick purely to results and I try to never know anything else that would influence it, way more accurate.
Yeah, I remember.
So teams accidentally win all the time.
I think I spoke about it. I think with the Rotterdam major, Space Station Gaming. That was the SIP. Arsenal Daniel?
No, Daniel was at Rotterdam. Daniel was at Rotterdam with Arsenal and Retals.
Daniel
right?
Arsenal Retals. Was it?
Yeah.
Was that comment?
Yeah, Sip left.
Sip left.
to join FaZe.
I just remember like Chrome was like, yeah, it's LJ. Arsenal Dan LJ. Yeah, I remember. It wasn't Retals. And,
it was LJ. It was LJ.
And I remember
right.
Chrome backstage. He's like, I don't know, man. I think this one's chalked. Like, the boys, nothing's working. They're not common. Like the mental is absolutely in the bin. And then they went out and beat Furia maybe or someone like that. They beat Moist. I don't know. I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, like we're basically on the flight home, and they just went absolutely
CJ,
like,
do you remember the even crazier example from that exact same event was like Rise telling us like, oh yeah, boys, like it's absolutely chalked because they were like in round 5 of Swiss. Like Rise was like, bro, we're not making out of Swiss. And then they made the final. I wish he never told me that. Like I would have got so many more predictions right. I would have sounded well better at my job.
They've already made a roster move and then they just win an event or they nearly, and they're like,
I
guess we're sticking. It's like, okay, well, you shouldn't have told me. But just getting back to the scrims thing. I think this is kind of the opposite of what we're talking about the JC Hammer. I've always said with tryouts, like everyone's the best teammate in a tryout. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone is putting their best foot forward. No one's being toxic in a tryout. So I think it's so hard to read that, like, oh my god, like he's awesome, like look at his off-ball comms and all this stuff. Like this guy's amazing, but but they're giving their best. Like it's only downhill. Like it doesn't get better from there. In terms of communication.
Once they get the contract, it changes.
Exactly. All of a sudden it's like, now he's not practicing. Now he's not rocking up for scrims on time. And then it all changes. So,
oh no.
It's hard. I'm with you. It's hard to read tryouts. Sometimes it's better to not do them at all. I mean, you look at GenG, like the APAC, the EU transfer. They didn't really try out with Chronic. They didn't have time. They weren't over there, so they kind of just. They kind of just went.
They're like, this kid's mechanical. Yeah, he's got potential. Let's just grab him. Seems like a nice guy.
You're kind of just guessing. You kind of taking a risk, but. I don't agree with this. Do 2 scrims or do 1 scrim, and you're like, this guy's uncoachable. He only picked up that specific boost pad 3 or 4 times to scrim.
Oh, we just need to know the boost pad. If we can please know the boost pad.
Well.
If anybody who knows the boost pad tells me
that deep, I'm gonna say it. Like I have never been,
maybe we're in the wrong though.
Listen, I will sign an NDA. I will I'll keep it quiet. I'm very good at not like sharing secret information. Please, I just want to know the boost pad. I really want to know which one it is. This is so
Garrett,
interesting.
Have you ever like either had a coach or anything that's like that specific? Like, but we're talking individual boost pad.
I was about to
raise his eyebrows. I
was trying to say like, Sis was pointing out everything on the field. No, never. No. Nah, I mean like. Rocket League is just, you can't do that. I mean, maybe I'm just not prepared for that or something. But if someone told me that, like, if you would get this 1 boost pad more often, we'd win. Like, I would just think they're ridiculous. Like, are you like really? That's why we let in the open net when we double committed on the backboard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think Rocket League is it's too broad to be talking about. But you can talk about little things like that. Like, you need to be trying to focus on that more. But saying you're uncoachable when you don't do it in 1 day is hard. Like if you overload someone's brain, they're not going to be able to do it that day.
Yeah,
there's just no way. There's no chance. So I don't know.
I want to like put out front. I've never been a serious coach, for a team ever. But in my like dabbling, because I have talked to a lot of pros and talked to pros about specific, strategies or skills. The only way that I've ever, in my experience, been able to help any pro, because pros are really good at the game and I'm not, is by giving them a concept and then watching them figure it out, watching them figure out how to, make what I said happen with their mechanical ability. I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. I didn't know that sequence would lead to that thing I said, but it it works because when you combine an idea with high level mechanics, a lot of success can happen. But yeah, very specific. I don't think I've ever said anything very specific and had a pro react.
No, this game
never. No.
It's probably really easy to overcoach. I think I've said this a lot. It's probably really easy to overcoach in Rocket League because you want to make a bigger impact. Like you want to help more, but sometimes it's just you just can't. I don't know. You can't do any more than that.
Somebody's asking, was there a coaching flip side season 2? I was more a manager / alarm clock for Cox than anything else. I was just like, I was like, a personal assistant for Cox, just like trying to get him to the airport on time, make sure he, goes to the right gate and stuff.
Classic.
Yeah, they boot camped in my apartment before season 2, which was pretty cool because they won it. That was big. I think the only thing I actually coached was when they lost to Mocha. I told them, you guys should like watch the replay back, and they were like, "Nah, we don't have to." I was like, "You should." They were like, "Nah, we don't want to." I was like,
Nah.
"We're watching it." So then we watched the replay back, and they were like, they talked about it, and boom, they won the rematch twice, 4-1, 4-1. So I was like, easy. But they just didn't want to communicate, or they didn't want to talk about the loss because they were like, "Yeah, big ego. We know what to do better. I think we got it." And I was like, no harm in watching
maybe
it.
Just
right?
maybe just take a peek. Just take a peek.
That was the only thing I did. I sat them down. I said, "Nah, we're watching it because we have nothing to do. We're sitting backstage. There's literally nothing to do. The practice PCs are like taken. Let's just watch the replay." That was the only coaching that I did, and didn't actually give any advice in that coaching.
I think
said, "Listen, guys, like, there's nothing better you could do with your time. So let's watch it."
I think we could do an entire bonus episode on that kind of stuff, scrims and whatnot. But let's get back into, I guess, the roster moves, because as we said, the big one just before I was rudely interrupted with my Shopify Rebellion Razor package. Shout out. We have the Shopify Rebellion transfer. You can see it there, and notably as well, if I can pull this up, we also have, where is he? We have this guy. Boom. None other than JKnaps as an assistant coach. An assistant coach of Shopify Rebellion, helping out memory. So we've got Retals. I'm going to sit out of this one because I might be biased. Garrett, give us your thoughts. We've got Retals in, we've got JKnaps in, Shopify Rebellion, split 2. What are your thoughts on this move?
I think I have a lot of thoughts on it, because I was sitting there thinking, like, if I were to say who got the better, who benefited more from the change, I think it's definitely Shopify, just because they needed to change way more. I think if Retals can like go into that team and change a lot of what they've been doing, because like Parth and Tubius are very talented, but I feel like the way they've been playing has been very confusing to me. Like, I don't really know what they're trying to do when they play. But Retals has he's very like, I feel like he's very opinionated in how he wants to play, and I think that could be very good for them, because they seem a little lost on how they want to play, at least when I watch. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a real identity to how they play. It just feels fast and like just that's it, fast. But Retals always seems like he's been very opinionated in his playstyle. Like, I feel like it's been mostly the same over the years, just adapted a little bit to the meta. So I think if you can go in and they listen to him and stuff, I think they'll be a lot better. But I mean, the floor has been low in terms of their placing. So how high up they can go, I'm not really sure. But I think it's a good move for them. I mean, I think any move for Shopify would have been good, because I think it was just needed, honestly.
Okay, so, and then the other side of it with GenG.
With GenG?
Yeah, so they had I mean, they're defending regional champions. They made a change. Is this the first time that's happened? Defending regional champions in NA are like, nah, not working.
First
Although,
in
like,
NA, for sure.
I back
First
it though.
in
Like they I feel like they also needed a change because regional champions not what they want. That's really good. They've done it. You know, geez, Magic Bear regional champions, super cool. But now that they've done it, they're like, right, that's not really what we're here for. We want to have LAN results, and they've failed multiple times on LAN with that exact roster, including FIFA E. So they got to do something.
Yeah,
And they tried to bench Magic Bear way back in the day, and then Rise like reverse domino affected the entire region into the Stone Age. They tried to bench Cheese, backfired. They're like, right, let's bench Retals then, like the last option. Let's just switch up the only player we haven't tried to remove yet. But I think it's the opposite of what you're saying, Garrett. They might have had too much structure, GenG before, and maybe Jstn will come in and shake it up a little bit because they're Whereas Shopify are playing with no plan. GenG are playing with like so many plans.
So really,
now there's going to be
they've got all the plans.
So many,
way too
they
many
got
plans.
so many plans. They're going for specific boost pads. You know, they're doing all kinds of things out there.
I think.
I mean, they did just win a regional, so fair play to them.
Right. I think with GenG's move, I think now they have a better chance at taking down energy and ultimates more often.
Yeah.
I just hope they're more consistent at beating the teams around them and below them. That's my only concern.
Right.
But I think they'll have a better chance at going higher. But if their floor was really high though, I think. Well, kinda. They were getting hard brackets. They were getting hard brackets though. So if they can keep that floor high, I think they have a higher ceiling of beating ultimates and energy and doing better at LAN. So.
I've got a question about that then. So we're talking about coaching and you know how we think coaching should work or how coaching has worked in our experience and what we've observed. With a player like Jstn, who's had so much experience, like one of the most experienced players in the league, and one of the most talented players, obviously, because of how long he's been at the top, and still like able to wow people with what he can do. When he joins a team like that, should the team adapt to him, or do you think they're going to expect him to get into their way of playing? How do you think that should work?
Oh, that's hard.
That's probably one for you, Garrett, because you got the Jstn experience.
Yeah, how did you guys do it? So you brought him in with no scrims. You're like, this guy's really good. How did you start to play with him?
Well, back then there was
Jstn was so far ahead though back then,
and he was so far ahead. Yeah, it was just kind of like let him do his thing. I remember we didn't really talk about strategy a lot until like, I guess it was season 5, but it really wasn't. It was just kind of like if you've had the better players, you win in NA back then. I feel like there wasn't.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot different nowadays where teams have systems and like there are differences between how each team plays for sure. I think they are going to expect him to adapt to what they do because I think they're still very confident what they do. Like I don't think Retals was their whole identity and how they play. Like I think Greg helped him make that, and I think they're going to want to keep that. It's just maybe they thought they need higher. Maybe they thought they need more. You know, Jstn still can take over a series. I feel like he can still just will you over a win. It's just harder to do nowadays. It's not as often, but I think they're going to expect him to adapt to what they do. But I think they know it's not going to be the exact same because Retals is a very unique player and how he plays. So I think you just let it naturally come to a mixture of both because you don't want to shut down everything Jstn's good at, but you also want to, help him do easier stuff, like some of the stuff they do, like, the high percentage play and stuff. But I don't know. I think 100%. I'm interested to see. I think Jstn nowadays too is really willing to learn. I don't think he's just going to join and not calm and think he's going to 1v3, it's
been a while since he was at the top as well. So I think he knows he needs to change something. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think honestly, people are debating who's kind of won this trade. I feel like it's nearly just a win for both. I understand you can say the ceiling's lower for Shopify now, which it is in terms of individual skill. I think no one's trying to say that Retals is a better player than Jstn, but did Shopify need some stability? Did they need some consistency? Because their ceiling was fantastic, their floor was losing to Alpha Cap. So I think it's a win for them, but
And us.
and you guys. But also GenG, as we said, I don't know, but they won a regional. It's hard to say their ceiling's high because they literally won a regional, but you'd think at least on LAN, like having that more, their individual flair is going to help them. But God, they just won they just went and beat everyone in the last chance Sunday.
It was also the run of a lifetime, Like I feel like there's
was.
something about those first two regionals and wanting to just place higher off the rip. It was
and the lands as well.
And the lands, yeah. I don't know. EU has proven this. Like if you want to get better, make a change. Like I just think that either they're gonna do the same they did this split or get worse if they don't do it. So I respect it. I think you might as well take the risk on someone who's proven on land too. I mean, it's been a while since it was like 3 years ago, but I still think Jstn is he's just really talented. Like he still looks.
He is, yeah.
I thought he was the most consistent on Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
It was between him and 2Piece sometimes, but this last few months, I thought he always looked solid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a good opportunity for him.
I'm remembering something that I heard Farah say. I think it was in a First Touch podcast. They were asking him about like how they brought Drally in under the KC play style and how they brought him into the team. And I was actually, I'm not gonna lie, see, Farah keeps a lot of things pretty close to his chest. Whenever somebody in an interview asks him, do you guys have specific kickoff strats? He says, nah, we just get lucky. And when people say, do you guys think, why do you think you're winning all the time? Do you have any like strats that other teams don't know? He's just like, nah, I think we just have really good players. He keeps a lot of things very like secret, which is smart as a winning coach. But when asked about Drally and bringing him into KC, I think he said something I was surprised to hear. I was surprised that he would say this out loud because I don't think it's standard operation for Rocket League teams and coaches. He said that they just like clean slate, let the team play and figure out like the best way to play with Drally. They weren't like, let's teach Drally KC ball. They weren't like, okay, let's learn Drally ball. They were like, okay, these are all really good players. Let's just play Rocket League.
See what happens.
And we'll take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably not what most teams are doing. Most teams, especially teams who want to prove their worth as like a, play style, coach, analyst, whatever, they probably like I think from what I hear.
Yeah, some of them definitely are like, I have figured out the magic
pads,
Rocket League.
Depends on the coach. Depends on the coach.
Get this boost pad, this whatever. It seems pretty normal. No, it's not. No, absolutely it isn't. But I mean, I'm glad to hear that other Rocket League coaches, Chrome and Greg, think it's normal because that is now Justin's new team, GenG. Good. That's what I would hope when you bring in a player like Jstn. So I'm glad to hear that. But it's definitely not normal in the entire history of Rocket League. So I've heard a lot of coaches and asked them like, so how's this going? How's this player going? Yeah, we're working on this, or we had to work on this, and then it got good, or this. I'm like, okay, sounds like they're changing a lot. What if he lied to trick other coaches? Maybe Farah's playing 3D chess. Maybe he just lied. Maybe they like have a really specific way of playing. They like flip Drally on his head. The world champion Drally, like, nah, actually play different. Doubtful, but yeah. Most Rocket League coaches don't do that, and that's why I'm surprised Farah would give away that information because he usually keeps things like that secret. Is what I'm saying.
Right. No, I think that's why I feel like it's really easy to overcoat, and that's why I always hated when people hated on Sizz, because I think the best thing you can do as a coach is just control the environment. Like if the environment is good and you have good players, you'll win. You'll do well. And he contributed a lot to the people think you're not gonna transform a player completely. Like they have to be good. So that I think if you make the environment serious, but you're not a drill sergeant. Like you're not, punishing your players, yelling at them and stuff. It's I don't know. You're basically like a really good manager. That's what it feels like. I think that's when it comes, and then when it comes down to stuff that no one's pointing out themselves that they're doing wrong, obviously you step in and stuff.
You kind of like the mediator as well. Because if I'm on your team, Garrett, and you're telling me, hey, you should do this, then I'm thinking, yeah, but you don't do that. Sort of thing, whereas that's why you need a coach to be like that voice of reason.
Yeah, the in between. Yeah. It's much worse when your teammate tells you something that they think you're doing totally wrong than if the coach hears what the teammate thinks thinks about a better way to word it and then tells it in a way that the other player will want to hear and doesn't make it sound like it's coming from them. Less player versus player, tension is always good. If all of the, not tension might be the wrong word, but yeah, for lack of a better word, tension. If all the tension is directed towards the coach, great, because you don't actually have to play with them. it's fine.
No, there's always
you can
tension.
have you can have tension with the coach, but tension with another player is not ideal because you have to go and play with them, and that's very different. So being a mediator is a huge part of being a coach / manager / org personality person.
Yeah, and in my experience, the hardest part was just to be the first one to talk. Like once the conversation is going, everyone's fine. But when it's silent, it's really hard to break the silence. It's like really like no matter how much experience I had, it was really hard for me to just say the first thing because you feel like an asshole. Like you're like, like I don't know. So it's like nice when the coach knows when to just start a conversation. Like you don't even have to say anything. You're just like, what do you think? Like, what are you thinking right now? And then after that, it's easy. And once people start talking,
this suddenly became like a Chalkcast bonus episode relationship advice kind of segment.
I love
it. But it's so true. It's very true.
Rounding out, I guess the rosters. Anyway, I think it's a win-win for both. I think everyone.
I can't hear you.
CJ, you've gone.
CJ?
Hello?
CJ?
Oh, CJ's muted.
Hello? Oh no.
Wait.
They can hear me.
CJ, you're muted, bro. He's saying, hold on. Okay, he wants us to keep going. Okay, other transfers. We've got the other ones are not like as we've been on a long time on this one. Oh, you guys hear him fine? Oh,
wait, really? Is it just Discord then? Maybe you're.
Oh, it's just Discord, bro. Okay, that's okay. Sorry if we talked over you, CJ. First of all, we've not heard you for a while.
Hello, are we back? Are we back?
We talk about.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
Are we back?
Okay, we got it.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to adjust because I'm sick of Windows changing the level of my mic. So I was trying to I don't know. I was playing with some settings. Anyway, what was I saying? I
don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying the roster moves back to the rosters. I think it's a win-win for both. Just touching on it.
Yep.
I really think Path and Two Piece just needed. I feel like they've got like a mental block, and now at this point, so you really do need that leader. So I think Retals can be that. Not that Jstn wasn't that. It's just like it's a different thing. Justin's always kind of been the wonder kid, never like been in charge. We've had Captain America, he's had GarrettG around. He's had leaders, but Path and Two Piece need
he's
that.
Very quiet,
which is what Retals is. So win-win for both. I guess we've kind of touched on most of NA. What do we think about the Frosty complexity team? How do we think that's going to go?
Interesting. Very interesting. No idea how that's going to go. That is like one of the most bizarre roster moves. Reysbull out, Frosty in is so different. We're talking about Retals. Justin is like, okay, yeah, win-win. Can see upside. Reysbull, Frosty is so bizarre. I'm like, I have no idea. I want it to work, but absolutely clueless about how that's going to go. But they're all very, I mean, you look at that team, like actual ability and star quality. Diaz, monster. Frosty, so much potential.
Baller.
CRR, insane. Yeah, baller. Yeah, they're all ballers. So I mean, their ceiling is like a very big range, but the top of that range is pretty high if it works. Who knows?
That's such a random team, isn't it? On paper,
very hard. Yeah, it is.
How do you?
I don't even know where I'd rank them. Like I would actually struggle to rank them between like in the top 6 somewhere. I don't even know where I would put them.
Yeah,
because it feels so random.
What's the go with Diaz, Johnny? Like we know what he can do in ones, but I just feel like he's still.
Well, picked him on my fantasy team at the Birmingham Major because I knew he was going to farm a lot of gas, goals, assists, saves. Just get a bunch of goals, assists, and saves, and then get out of there. Like, no need to advance through the playoffs and drop your goal, assist, save average. Like a great fantasy league player. But yeah, he's still got a lot to learn in threes. Diaz potential's outrageous. So like his mechanics are. It looks like he's playing with 150 boosts. Like anytime he aerials, he just has more boosts than he should. So that's always a good thing. Like that reminds me of watching players like Zen, Daniel, Rawas, like other players who just don't make sense. Diaz at times doesn't make sense, so that can't be a bad thing mechanically. But yeah, I think they played with a little bit too much structure as well. If we're talking about GenG last split as having so many different rules, obviously it worked in the last regional. but that team complexity felt like he was being restrained a little bit. It wasn't full Diaz yet.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the full potential.
I know we guys got the 9 lives roster. Look, I just feel like there's been a lot of moves. There's still going to be that kind of 3 to 10, 4 to 10 maybe is teams is going to be wide open. We might finish up with the power rankings though. I know that Garrett was keen to do that. The other two big ones, I might just back up to this transfer graphic one last time. We mentioned it before, the Yujin. I think that's one of the most exciting moves that everyone kind of is keen for. So I think Yujin and then the X Elevate, the triple EU Tehqoz. We'll touch on that after. But yeah, Yujin was probably the shining light of EU. Was kind of just the hard carry that everyone was looking at. And I know, Garrett, you've probably watched more replays of Yujin than anyone else. So what do you like so much about him?
Yeah, I mean, I said it last time, and I don't know if I'm just like rambling. Old man yells at cloud, but he feels more like when there's like new players who come up, I always like section them off. Like some just play absurdly fast, it feels like, and they're very good at it, like Kofer. But he feels more like a Zen, like very controlled. I don't want to like slow is the wrong word, but just very, I don't know, floated.
Methodical.
Like he's very methodical, yeah, and he's super mechanical, but it comes out of nowhere. It's like he's just slowly air dribbling, musty, breezy, like out of nowhere. But he's not really, Nupo top average speed around the field. But I don't know. I think he'll be really good for that team. I still don't know. Like, I think they could do really well, but I don't know what to expect from them because they just played so weird last split. Like, I don't really know.
That was so below what we thought that it's hard to.
Yeah. And it feels like almost one change won't necessarily be enough in a way, but I don't know. I don't want to say that either. Like, I don't necessarily not have faith in them, but I feel like it's still going to be really hard to make the major, even with picking up Yujin. Like, it's obviously it's EU. It's always going to be hard, but it's not like they've. I don't know if they need to pick up the pace, but I don't know. Their playstyle just seemed odd to me. I don't know. The Juicy Seiko duo without Itachi has just felt flat. Like, I feel like Itachi was a big facilitator.
And negative Rocket League.
And I don't know if Yujin's necessarily going to be a facilitator. He seems more like just a very mechanical third man in a way. I don't know, but he's very good. So when you pick up a talented player, I mean, it's.
I feel like these days Seiko needs to be that facilitator. Like Juicy's pretty mechy. Yujin, I think Yujin's like individually the best player in the team already. Yeah, I feel like
for sure,
I feel like Seiko has been
less. On any day, Seiko or Juicy could be the best.
Yeah, they're
still very, very good. Yeah. But the thing about Seiko's best when he's third, Yujin's adaptable. I think Juicy's best when he's first. Aggressive, just like get him up there, get him leading the attack on the ball.
It'll be interesting.
So
it'll be fun.
Can they do it?
I think it works.
Let's call it. Can they make the major?
Yes,
I think they can.
I think yes.
Will they?
I think they can.
So KC Vitality, you're not picking against them.
Yeah, you got
KC Vitality, you're like
Dig,
automatic.
Gentlemates.
You got NIP, Dig, GK, Gentlemates. That is insane.
Like, who are they replacing?
You got to pick 2 out of NIP, Dig.
I think
GK,
it's NIPs. I'm going NIP again. I'm going back to the well with them. I think this is their time.
I know. I feel like they should have made it.
They should have.
They were very consistent. They were consistently thereabouts, and then they just got a little bit peaked on by GK winning a regional. GK, I find it hard to believe that they could do that again. As much as I'd love them to, because they're really fun to watch, but I don't think they can. I mean, realistically, that was a Cinderella run. How many times could that happen? So I can't realistically power rank GK top 4. Dig also didn't make top 8 in Birmingham, which is not good.
Well, they should have.
Yeah, they should have. They tossed against GK. Yeah, GK Dig. They're both playing each other in round 5. Neither of them look great. GK got swept by Falcons. I think they're both very replaceable by like an NIP Gentlemates. If Gentlemates they made a change, like Garrett said, you make a change, you win. I'm feeling good about the Gentlemates because of that change. And then NIP, they're right there. It's for me, it's like Dig or NIP. Whoever can not choke. It's not even about clutching it up, not about peaking. I think it's about not choking, not throwing.
Just play adequately.
Just don't throw.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
mean,
fun.
Dig did impress me a lot, though. They had a lot of good wins. I thought that I did not
did.
think they would
They
get.
beat NIP Online twice as well.
I didn't
so,
think
like,
they were going to
beat
be
the
that
team
good.
Yeah,
I
they were
didn't think
very
they
good.
beat Vitality either.
They
and
beat
did that,
Vitality,
I think,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It'll be fun. I'm more hyped. Well, I'm very hyped to see Shopify play GenG. I hope that happens. Regional 1, but I'm more hyped to watch EU just because.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's
4
so
spots in EU
competitive.
is insane.
There's like
It is.
5 or
four
6
spots is
elite
insane.
teams in EU, whereas in NA we've still kind of got the 2, depending on what I guess Space Station do and whatnot.
I see, maybe.
Yeah. The other one I did want to mention from, I guess, the notable transfers, you can kind of go through them there, but we won't go through them all today, is is this the first time we've done it? Is the full EU invasion of APAC? We've had 2/3.
Oh,
We've had an
cringe.
NA and EU. And now we have Tehqoz and Oscillon in APAC. Next split, Elevate. Adding
I hope they
Tehqoz.
stub all their toes. I hope they step on Lego. I hope that they lose. I never want to see them at LAN as this trio from APAC. Sorry, but not sorry. Don't want to see them. If they're there,
Let's go
don't care. Actively not interested. Don't care. Like when Maxeew was on the team, I was like, okay, at least we got one, APAC resident, APAC national. Full EU team in APAC. Could not care less. Don't belong.
Feels
Actively,
dirty.
I'm
Feels so
definitely
dirty,
losing
doesn't
respect. Yeah, just the rules should not allow this. Epic, please do something. This is cringe. This is actually cringe. Yeah, don't care. If they qualify, it's pointless. Just like SSA, full Spanish team qualifying is absolutely pointless. Don't care. Never want to watch them play.
I just hope next season we get a. It's just not going to happen, is it?
It's just so
it's not
easy.
gonna happen.
It's not going to
It's so
happen.
easy
There's
to
no,
have a
they're not going to
residency
add a
rule.
rule. Like,
No,
if the numbers look good, Garrett, the numbers look good.
Well,
So-
you
Now
can-
listen,
well, you can-
they don't have to have a rule, but I don't have to care either, and I don't have to, ultimately, I'll try to do my best job I can as a caster, and as an analyst, I'll tell you guys the truth about how I think teams are going to go. But personally, I don't care. I don't care
You
about a
can
full
play-
EU team in APAC.
Yeah, you can play any region in Fortnite, and I think that's why they're never going to do a region
Yeah.
thing, because you can do it in Fortnite. I'm not. It sounds
Right.
like a joke too, but like, it's the rules are slowly adapting to Fortnite rules, year over year. So I think that'll never.
They're slowly.
So summary then: Reysbull's back in SSA, in SAM. Sorry, he's playing with Brad and Drops. That's going to be a true threat to make the major. Team Secret look pretty flat. Online they look good. On LAN, nothing inspiring at all. So yeah, Reysbull added to any team in SAM is going to be a major contender. OCE, Gus to power. CJ, is that relevant? Are they going to push the top 2?
Oh,
top 3?
well, we'll have to ask Adam Baguette in chat. Baguette Ball, the coach of the team. We'll see how they go. That's Scrim's World of last season, adding in Gus as well for Laxon. So we'll have to wait and see. I think they'll be competitive. They'll be competitive, but I don't know. There was someone saying as well in chat, should Wildcard have made a move? Obviously, they had one of their most disappointing events. Well, OCE did in general. APAC beat them twice. Wildcard didn't make round 5, which is what we expect from them every time. But I don't know. I think their mindset is they're still clearly the best team in OCE. So, like, why do they need to make a move? But internationally, they've had a couple of disappointing events. So, yeah, They're not moving. We'll see.
Then you got Toxiic in MENA replacing Nush, I believe, which is so random. Like Toxiic going to MENA alongside Dr. Known and Tox to replace Nush, Nush has insane potential, like very talented player. Toxic's also very solid, but it's such a random change. They have one MENA player left on the team, just like Twisted Minds do, which is infinitely more than 0, so I respect that.
It is infinitely more than 0. People do ask as well with Luminosity, like, oh, why don't you go in on a Luminosity? It's like Sphinx. If they get rid of Sphinx, I've got a big problem. But until that, we'll let them off.
Oh, the day that they get rid of Sphinx, they're irrelevant. I don't care. I actively prey on their downfall at that point. But yeah, Sphinx is super exciting.
It's fantastic.
So I'm glad to see him propped up and winning. And I think that could actually be a good thing for APAC moving forward, because APAC residents, Malaysian players, APAC players looking at Sphinx thinking, yeah, he's doing pretty good. That's inspirational. Are they inspired by Catalysm and Sosa? Probably not. Like,
Bro,
just gonna be
probably
honest
not.
with you guys. They're probably not. You're not inspired by many Asian players. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, are MENA players inspired by Dr. None? Probably, or potentially, if they qualify for major. Like having one is something. It's like really, really big. Versus having none, it's like, you know, if you're from SSA, APAC, MENA, SAM, wherever, any region, you look at that player, you're like, why? And the only reason, people always call me out on this, why didn't you hate on GenG or Furia or Complexity moving to NA? Is because NA want to be treated as equals. Okay, you want to be treated as equals? Win. You know?
Just win.
Yeah.
Defend your spot.
No, that's
Like
different,
if you want to be treated like a emerging region, that's fine. We can shift the goalposts a little bit and start like criticizing players for moving. But if you want to be treated as equals, which they are, they have 4 spots. Okay, win. Defend the spot. And that's the mentality of all the NA pros and analysts as well. So I don't think it's controversial to treat the region or the movement between those regions differently.
Yeah. Go sideways, but don't go down.
Lateral,
Sideways or up. Go lateral, go laterally, go upwards. But don't go down with... Don't actually go... Well, we might let you off for going down, but don't go down and bring the whole crew with you. don't bring all... Don't go down and bring all the boys. Don't make it a party, all right? Maybe just hop down and hide with a couple of locals. Okay, don't bring the whole gang. I'm talking to you, Tehqoz, Though, and Oscillon. But look, we'll see how they go.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we won't see how they go. If I hear nothing about them, I'm happier. I don't want to see any news about them on the timeline ever.
Probably true.
Let's just hope they lose. But hey, Maxeew joined Realize. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Realize.
Bigger news.
Kinotrope, Japanese org. They did a whole content thing, I think, out in Japan. So that's fun to see. Love Realize. Hopefully he can jump back, get back on top. So I'll be tuning into him. Someone said just as well, Razier's in OCE. Did he look a level above? No, he didn't. I think it's pretty clear he didn't.
CJ, the OCE brought him down to missing open nets, or
weirdly he looked more OCE than OCE. At least in the first event, like he was crossbarring, he was whiffing, he was like open net misses.
By the way, did anyone see the big tangent here? I'm sure CJ won't mind. Did anybody see CJ's highlight reel of AFL goals? Listen. That just proves if there was no crossbar in Rocket League, CJ would be a world champion.
I'm dead eye. I'm gonna kick it high.
He's very good at getting the ball in a straight line. Yeah. But under the bar,
don't worry about the bar. Speaking of crossbar,
only getting it over a bar.
Speaking of crossbar, did anyone see the Razier's crossbar double, like the donk donk from the Chiefs?
No.
Wait, you must have seen it. This is game 5
when is this?
Game 5 Luminosity. You guys,
right. I thought you meant recently. I thought you meant online.
At the major. That was it Luminosity? It was game 5. It must have been Luminosity. If someone can link me, we'll pull it up. But
while our editor's pulling that up, while our production team in the back are getting that ready for us.
Team
BDS are back. They've got Jiak, Mitzer, and Nico,
back.
which is pretty cool. Just a quick mention. BDS are back. Probably not winning Worlds this time, but that's a team with a lot of potential. Players with a lot of potential. Jiak, or Juke as they call him.
Juke.
Mitzer and Nico.
Yeah, I think they're all the notable transfers though. So we will watch with keen eyes. I think obviously NA has done the massive show. Europe has been pretty quiet, really, outside of the Yujin move. So, but NA clearly there's a race for that. Those major spots, and everyone thinks it's wide open, so everyone's making moves. No one feels safe. Even GenG, who won the won open number 3. But to touch on something that just got announced, I know Garrett is a massive fan of the Fortnite Cash Cups, and we now have Cash Cups in Rocket League. Tell me you're playing, Garrett. Monthly Cash Cups announced.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's prime content, you know? We're Fortnite now. Let's go. I'm in there.
But it's
390,000.
So how does it work in Fortnite? Is it the same thing? There's just money tournaments for money fully built into the game, or is it like Start GG? How does it work?
It's fully built into the game, and you just sign up in game. And I saw Flit's tweet. He was like, "Surely we can do this in Rocket League." And no, I don't think on the engine made in 2004 will we ever see that in this version of Rocket League. We're gonna need an overhaul for that to ever happen, but. Yeah. I think in Fortnite, the cash cups also get you into the FNCS thing, though, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
I don't really
okay.
know for sure. If not, it's literally the same thing, just not called a cash cup, and you sign up in game.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure if you do well in those, you make it into the FNCS, which is just another through the game tournament that you have to just show up for. I don't know. I think it's cool. I really think everything in Rocket League is just going to become the same as Fortnite, though. It feels like
So FNCS Fortnite Championship is like the RLCS of Fortnite, obviously, and you qualify.
Mhm.
Or are there multiple ways to qualify for that? Is it only through cash cups, or is it the cash cups plus something else?
I think
there
it's
other
only the
events?
cash cups, but I'm not really sure on that. I mean,
I'm sure somebody in
my
chat can confirm.
Fortnite knowledge is not very deep.
All we do
but-
know is they got money. They're slinging 390k into these bad boys for the rest of the year through to December
Rocket League cash cups, right?
2025. Yeah, in the Rocket League Cash Cups. Sorry, just pulled up the page here for the announcement you guys can see on stream. So,
Oh yeah, okay.
$390,000. That's obviously across all regions spread. I guess in the rule book there would be the prize split. All right, let's. Oh no!
Do you feel like
this
they
is gonna be
missed
so
a
hard to
beat
find.
there? Not like surely at 390 you round up to 420, just like by default, and get way more impressions. Like,
Or just
I feel like they
400
missed a beat
looks
there.
better, doesn't it?
Yeah, 400 looks better, but I mean,
I'm
we're
on board
gamers.
with
Like,
420.
surely you just go 420.
I'm
Like,
on
that's
board
just
with
such a small amount to go up at that point.
Is this?
So cash cups don't qualify.
Well, yeah, we're talking Rumble as well. We're talking Rumble in August. Make sure you tune in for
not
that.
the Rumble.
2v2
Why are we doing Rumble?
hoops. So starting with 1v1, 2v2, 1v1, 2. So no threes during the season. So I've clearly
So
done
during
that on
season,
purpose.
Ones,
That
that's
makes
smart.
sense.
Twos, and then threes comes later when there's no RLCS. That's
Yeah.
cool because there's like an official sanctioned event. The reason it says MENA in brackets is because like their weekend is a day earlier, so the rest of the world will be the regular weekend. MENA will be Thursday through Saturday instead of Friday through Sunday.
Oh, and the saddest thing about this is I bet there's no stream. It's gonna be on the players to stream it.
Yes, we
No,
need to
there's
talk
no
about this. So, players can stream their own POV, I believe, but there's no official stream. There's no trophy LAN. There's
It's just like
no-
Fortnite, basically.
Are there
like, it's just-
in-game titles? Are there any like anything other than money?
Doesn't
Is it just
say that.
cash? If they made an in-game title cup, I think more pros would care. Like I think more like high-level players would care.
Oh,
if
I
it's an
don't
in-game
know.
title cup.
Garrett, do you care about titles outside of like RLCS?
Don't lie now.
I think that's more of like a inexperienced player thing now. Because I mean, once we got like a few titles, I feel like people stopped caring about them.
But if they made like a new color though, like a fancy new color title,
You
guys would be in
I
there.
think
I
once
think
you
you
get like a
sign it
world's
up.
title, a major title, I think it's like, okay, I got the RLCS ones. Like I've got something to rock. But
I don't think the
Some
top
people do.
pros would care, but everyone below that would definitely be like, absolutely, give me that title. I remember Zineel was tweeting about titles this year. I think maybe that was last year.
oh, really?
But yeah, it's just
Bro.
it's like one of those things when you don't have one, you really want one.
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
get one, whatever. I've got my title now.
Well, I've got a unique income title, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you've got to know. I guess. Okay, I see where you were going there about how cool titles are. Yeah, okay, okay, I see. But look, I mean, the cash cups. I think the positive is it'll keep people playing the game. People want to play. People want to compete. Compete for money. And money going into Rocket League, whether it's, I mean, it's just money going in is good. Looks like there's still money
Never
to
bad.
be spent. So that's always nice. I guess, is it, in terms of the esports side of things, probably doesn't do much for us because there's no broadcast, there's no stream unless you stream your own POV.
So on that, there's no broadcast. I was talking about this in my own stream earlier. I think production value, who cares? Who cares about production value? Irrelevant in something like this. But like actually streaming it to the world, having somebody be a broadcaster, whether it's a community streamer, like some org stream, whatever, having like the ability to stream something, having a caster stream it, anyone, could be one of us, could be someone else, I don't really mind. But it gives it like so much more
value and
validity.
stuff as well. Yeah.
It gives the players more incentive to play, and it also gives people more incentive to sign up, which ultimately is what they want. They want sign-ups. And now, if you want evidence of this, if you're thinking, Johnny, you're like just saying this because you want to stream it. Listen, I'm fine if I never stream any of this, like somebody else does. if you want evidence of this, other than me saying it, we did do ATR Cups in the off season with Shopify.
Yep.
I did Salt Mine. There were more signups for those than some of the off-season opens, which had way more money on the line.
Yep.
Way more money. So if you just put money on it, well, a certain amount of people will care, but not as many people will care as if there's like money, stream, in-game title, I don't know what else.
And knowing
qualification to something else.
Knowing that they
It's
might
just-
be playing against, knowing who's in the tournament. So, if
Yes.
it is run by, like with the Rebels, we say, hey, Garrett's in the tournament. People go, oh, I might be able to play Garrett. I want to sign up.
And,
Whereas Cash
beat
Cups,
Garrett in round one.
you don't know who you're going to play. Whereas it's like, hey, we got Zen. So there's a pool of, potentially playing against the best players in the world, or your favorite players, your favorite streamers, like a GarrettG. That's a massive incentive as well. And as you said, I want to play on JohnnyBoi's stream. There's the incentive.
Yeah, CJ, good point by John. You guys were ultra aggressive advertising ATR Cup signups, while off-season open specifically got no in-game promo.
Ultra aggressive seems a bit.
We didn't get any in-game promo either, so in-game promo is irrelevant. We didn't get any in-game promo. We just promoted it ourselves. The thing is, though, if you give something like an off-season open to a community streamer, like literally any community streamer, could be a caster, could be a view party person, could be an org, could be a player. If you give somebody ownership of something, say, hey, you're allowed to stream this, they're going to promote it. They're going to tell people, sign up here. They're going to tell people, here's the link to, they're going to tweet it, talk about it. Like that is how you get signups. You make it a discourse. You talk about it beyond just like throwing money at the wall. So the actual like sign up per dollar value in the off season, like we got signups way cheaper is what I would say in ATR Cup and Salt Mine. We got one sign up per $1 or $2, something like that. That's what you want, surely. If you could get 500,000 signups for these tournaments, that can't be a bad thing. So I'm thinking there could be something missing here. Like giving, I just hope that they give some streamer, someone. Honestly, don't care if it's me, but I'm a willing participant. I hope they give it to someone though.
Yeah.
Because it'll make it more hype.
I'm a big, well, I don't want to say conspiracy theorist, but I feel like they know what they're doing. I'm not even kidding.
What's that?
I feel like
Here we go.
Okay, here no, I'm not. Here,
I'm locking
here
in. I'm locking in. Yeah.
This is what I think they think. Right.
Mhm.
I think the less they support orgs, and the more unemployed the players become, the more they stream. So now the future of the game is going to be everyone's playing tournaments orgless. So everyone's streaming. I'm saying they're getting more people to stream.
Okay.
It's
And
like
then you're relying on yourself on the stream, on the
because that's what
creator
Fortnite
codes
is.
as well.
Yeah, creator codes. That's what Fortnite is. All the players, like every Cash Cup, all the people playing stream. They all do it because barely any of them have orgs. Some do.
Okay.
Some have orgs, but like I was like, bro, it's like this is the most streamers and Rocket League has ever had, and it is also the most unemployed everyone's ever been. So I don't know.
What you mean, like right now? There's more streamers than ever.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Okay.
The amount of players that stream sometimes is like insane, and
Everyone's going to be like AJ with 24/7 streams streaming the ball.
Yeah,
replays of pro.
ASMR pro play.
That's me, like yapping. But I actually think that has happened. More people stream now because no one less people have stable income off an org. So I just think that's interesting. But I think that's the future. I think it's like they're gonna keep moving into this Cash Cup type format. Because Fortnite still has a LAN. I think they have one LAN a year, right? I think.
Really,
Maybe
just
two.
one?
Might be a couple.
They definitely
The
have one.
reason I ask, I'm
DreamHacks.
not questioning your authority or questioning your data here. I just actually don't know. I'm just curious.
I think it's one, and I think
Look
they
it
have
up.
DreamHacks sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah, the content
do they-
creator community in Fortnite is huge, and a lot of them are like top players. So I don't even think I don't even think my conspiracy theory is like that far fetched. I'm not even kidding. I think it's true. Like the less
that's the
orgs
Fortnite
that are in
model.
the game, the more people will stream and make content. It's true.
So they have the Lyon, the Fortnite
Mhm.
thing. And are you saying that you qualify to Lyon through
Cash
online
Cups.
only? There's no LANs. It's all online. I think you
I'm
might
pretty
be
sure
right
you
about
do.
this. I'm looking right now.
I think
see
so.
only online
I don't.
LANs.
I've never seen a LAN qualifier for Fortnite. to the. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure
All
because
online,
even
okay, all
even
online.
that huge thing they had right before COVID was all online. Because I remember watching the POVs for it. People were going crazy. They were like kids were crying and stuff when they got top 8 in a little purple circle. When they made it far enough, they were crying and stuff.
I feel like
It was a great watch.
Fortnite though has more to stream than Rocket League. Like Rocket League, you just play ranked, whereas Fortnite,
more
you like the
content,
build,
yeah.
like the challenges, you know, the creative, the
Custom
no
maps.
build,
Oh, 100%.
custom map. Whereas if everyone's forced to stream Rock, it's just rank 2s. Like everyone is just streaming rank 2s.
I mean, unless
Yeah.
somebody comes out with a challenge that's worthwhile participating, and if somebody like tomorrow said, "Hey, I've made a training pack. I'm giving somebody whoever can complete this the fastest. I'm giving them 100 grand." Everybody would play it. Like some stupid amount of money. All the players, everybody would stream it, but you have to stream it. Everybody would stream it. But like, there just isn't enough incentive. There's no reason to diversify the content because right now people are thinking, well, why? Why would I do anything different when I'm trying to actually be good at the game? And how do you get good at the game outside of scrims and tournaments? Probably rank 2s or free play. So I'll do that.
They're putting the Fortnite model on a game that's not, equipped to have the Fortnite model at all. Like I highly doubt they're happy that they have to do this through Start GG. Like I'm sure they wish they could do it like Fortnite, and I'm sure that's the goal. Yeah, I'm sure that's the goal one day. But
I mean,
we'll see. 10th
the cash
anniversary
cups
coming
are
up.
cool. I hope they're streamed. I personally think there's a lot of value to streaming something, and if like getting as many people to sign up is like the metric we care about, based on my previous expectations and now also events we've ran, it seems to help. Having live streams seems to increase signups. There is a direct correlation to when people signed up to ATR Cups and Saltmine events, and when we were live talking about it. Unsurprisingly, I know you might be shocked to hear that, but yeah, I hope that they have some kind of stream somewhere, and I don't think they need to spend a single cent, a single dollar on it. They could just say, "Hey, community streamer A, do you want to stream this? Community streamer B, podcast C, player D, literally anyone, caster E, anyone. Do you want to be able to join the lobby and stream this? Yes, the answer is yes. So many people.
Yeah, we're in. Well, I will say, if they want people to stream ranked, they're going to have to fix the DDoS situation, because this is still going on. It's running rampant, so much so that we actually got tagged just before we went live by Chronic, who's suggesting creating, we've got 6-mans, basically creating a full 4-mans Discord for pros to basically play ranked 2s without utilizing the rank system, so to avoid the DDoSers and just have some pro 4-mans, which could be an option. But yeah, the DDoSer situation is certainly, well, I think we spoke about it last week because we had Drally tweeting about it. He was going off with Tira, Zen, pretty much everyone. I think mainly EU, if I was going to say.
So I was talking to Jack earlier. He told me that yesterday. Apparently, Jack said that he played a ranked game, got against DDoSers. He's like, all right, I'll just like take a break. Came back 1 hour later. DDoSers like, all right, enough Rocket League for the day. Like genuinely, like there are pros who are like, nah, stuff this. I'm not playing ranked today. I'm just gonna sit and play scrim, because every time they play, there's a very high chance you queue for a while and then you get a DDoSer in the other team. Like it's
I haven't streamed in a week because every time I'd get on, I'd just get DDoS.
Really?
Every single time.
Wait. So it's not just who you're playing; it's people DDoSing the server you're in. Is that what John's saying?
No,
so you have to cover the name in the top left.
Yeah, they DDoS server. So apparently, not only are they DDoSing the server to make it lag, but imagine you're beating the DDoSers, you're winning. Like a lot of people, like Garrett, you've done this. People have been uploading videos of beating the DDoSers because even though they're specifically lagging the server, when you're about to hit the ball or after they shoot the ball in your net, they like spam lag the server so you miss the save on the P roller. Like even with that massive advantage of having the timing of when the server lags, they still lose. But if you're winning, if you're winning, they just kill the server. So 1 second left, if you're up, they just kill the server. Nobody gets any rank points changed. They just kill the server. So if the only way to really beat these guys is to score a 0-second goal to win, that's the only way you can win. if you're up against like the top of the line, pro DDoSers, because they have the ability, they have a kill switch, they could just turn the server off.
What?
And some of them are too dumb to do this. They're like actually bad at DDoSing. Believe it or not, there's a skill curve to this, and they're all trying to like boost accounts to sell them, and some of them are just actually bad at the game and bad at DDoSing, so they can't do it properly and they lose.
No, there's a skill gap.
It's dumb.
I played some where they're like mistiming it and stuff, and then I played some gods where they're just timing it right every time.
What? Yeah. So they definitely need to fix that. Or we might get some 4-mans cooking. We'll see if Chronics. I see what the EU guys are thinking, but I did see that they have been streaming 6-mans. So 6-mans is getting a bit of a revival based on people not wanting to play ranked. But that's I didn't even realize that if you show the server ID, that they can just smash it and DDoS it from there. I don't even know, but
that's crazy. It's something worse than the EU.
Yeah. There's clearly,
everybody's going mad.
People
about
have
it. Like,
full-time jobs of doing this. Clearly, they're really honing in on that. But let us know if you got any Patreon questions. Just we'll try and wrap it up here. We were going to do power rankings, but I think we'll save that for next week. Obviously, we've got the NA quals this weekend, but then next week we'll be heading into NA main event, EU quals and stuff. So I think we'll do like a full power rankings pre-split 2 preview.
Yeah.
Plus some NA main event predictions again. We've mentioned it. We started doing it this season over on the Patreon as well. Patreon.com/Chalkcast for all our predictions pre-event. So for EU, NA, and then maybe just some predictions for other regions that are on that weekend as well. So make sure you jump on the Patreon for those. We're able to add a third. We're able to add Garrett to the predictions as well. We weren't very good last split, Johnny, at our predictions, I feel like.
Is that going to get people to sub to the Patreon?
Oh, actually, sorry.
That we're good.
Well, I think people like when we're wrong. Right? Yeah, people like when we're wrong.
Yeah, we sucked. Oh, you guys are going to love this. We were wrong all the time. You guys need to sub to the Patreon and see how wrong we were.
So make sure you tune into that. We did get, just having a look at the Patreon queues, I know BT was interested in maybe playing Sin 3s. I was thinking maybe we do another bonus ep, maybe some US West 3s, but we tee it up with the patrons and we see how many see how many we can beat. Or we just do private lobbies.
See who can snipe us.
Yeah, we'll see how many patrons we can beat in some 3s. Maybe if they build a team or some 2v2s, we might be able to cook something like that. So let us know if you want to see that. Have we covered?
We also want to do a call-in episode. So get your best questions for Garrett.
Garrett hasn't had one yet.
Well, CJ and I as well. If you have a question for us, but mostly Garrett, he's not done one of these. We want to do a patron call episode, call-in episode. We did one of those. It was really good. We were like, we should do this again, and we never did it. So now we're gonna do it again.
Yeah,
soon.
And we just recorded as we said, a Reddit ep, which was very funny, such as, what is it? You get a random object up to 10,000 of them delivered to you. What was it?
We did hypothetical situation. You have an offer. You can receive between 1 and 10,000 of a random object.
Any object.
It could be any object. You can receive between 1 and 10,000 of something. Do you accept? That's the question. And you have to handle the ship. Well, it's going to get shipped to you for free, but you have to handle the storage and receiving of this. And you can't pick what you're going to get. It's random number generator, random object generator. If you guys want to see what we got, watch the Patreon episode on that when it comes out tomorrow or the next day, probably.
And yes, they are. It is still, I just checked the Patreon, still 80% off. Rizzo has just continued. I don't know what our CEO's doing. He rated us before, finished his stream. He's scamming us. We're getting cooked over here. We've got 100 new patrons, though, so make sure you jump over there.
$100. Let's go.
We're getting cooked with this 80% off sale, so make sure you jump in. You can watch 90 bonus episodes, or 89, 90 coming out tomorrow, the next day. And more coming. So make sure you let us know what you want to see. Join the Discord as well. Patreon access in that Discord. If you want to ask us a question, if you want to play us, if you want to jump on for the live talking episode, let us know. But I think we've pretty much covered everything today. I want to do the power rankings next week because I think we can put some good amount of time into that.
Yeah, we should do that next week.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in again. Another W ep. We are at 107, and we're going to keep on going. Shout out to the patrons. And make sure you jump in before Rizzo. Actually, he might just keep the sale on. So if you're watching the YouTube, it's probably 80% off still as well. But shout out to all the new patrons. And we will see you guys next week. All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Peace,
Bye-bye.
peace.